Right. Hey guys, I know I just did a YouTube live stream like 20 minutes ago, but today, um, I thought I'd do the Backlash, live today while I remembered, because otherwise I'll end up, because I was going to do it tomorrow, but then I thought I'll probably forget about it tomorrow, so I'll do it today. But anyway, guys, enough of that. Let's get into the predictions already. So yeah, it's been a good few weeks for WWE pay-per-views. Last Sunday we had In Your House NXT Takeover, fantastic show, and let's hope that Backlash is gonna be just as good. It won't be because it's WWE, not NXT, but it's still gonna be fun. It's still gonna be a WWE pay-per-view at the end of the day. But anyway, guys, if I'm looking down here, I'm just looking at my phone, better than holding it up like that. But anyway, guys, the first match on the card is going to be, well, the first match I got the order of the matches from WWE website, so if they're not the same order as on the card, then I'm sorry, but I'm just going to say this as the same order as it is on the card. So anyway, first match of the night, Apollo Crews versus Andrade for the United States Championship. Now, do I think Apollo Crews should lose the championship yet? 100% not, because if he's allowed to run with the title, then he could be a great champion. He has the skills in the ring, he has the power, he has the speed to be able to run with that title until Aleister Black is ready, and then we can give him and Apollo Crews a rematch. Aleister Black gets the victory again, and then we move on to Aleister Black versus somebody else. But do I think he is going to win? He is going to lose the title here tonight? If it wasn't Andrade, I would have said yes. But the only reason I'm saying he will retain it because it's Andrade is because he got taken out around Super Showdown time for, for well-being, breaking the well-being policies, I believe. So that's why the title wasn't defended at Super Showdown. So do I think they're going to give him another title reign for now? No, I don't think so. But so I'm going to give the victory to Apollo Crews for this match. Moving on, will it be a good match? Yeah, I'm gonna, if they're given the time, this could be a match. This could be a show stealer. This could be as good as anything as. This could have been a match that was on NXT Takeover. Will it be? Probably not, but it's still going to be a good match nonetheless. Anyway, moving on to the only tag team match on the card. I'm surprised neither the Raw or the Smackdown tag team titles are being defended here tonight. Well, Sunday. And if they are, then it wasn't on WWE website, so I'm sorry. But yeah, anyway, Bayley and Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus the Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. This is a tough one because Bayley and Sasha have just won the titles. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross have just lost the titles because they won them at WrestleMania. And then the Iconics have just come back, so they could win. So everyone has a reason and everyone has a claim to the title. Everyone could win. I don't think it should be Bayley and Sasha Banks, though. Only because Bayley is the SmackDown Women's Champion. And that's blatantly obvious here tonight because, again, the SmackDown Championship is not on the line. The SmackDown Women's Championship, is not on the line, whereas the Raw Women's Championship is, and that's only because Bayley is Tag Team Champion. Whether WWE feel that there's more competition in the women's tag team race now than there is on the SmackDown Women's division, I don't know, but yeah, for some reason they put them on them. Whether it's to break them up, I don't know. But yeah, I don't think they should win. Alexa and Nikki Cross, I don't think they should win either. I think sooner or later they should. Whether if they're gonna break up Bayley and Sasha now, like after this match or like next week, then there's no point in breaking Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross up now. But if they're not, then they might as well break up Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross now, and then have them feud, because that's what we're missing at the moment. We're missing women's division feuds. I believe we only have the one with not Alexa Bliss. Well, on the main roster anyway, with Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. I believe that's the only rivalry we have at the moment in the women's division. So I believe they should break up Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, have that as a storyline, have that as a rivalry, and then, I don't know, maybe one of them wins the title and then drops it to the other one. Hopefully it'll be Alexa Bliss wins the title and then Nikki Cross will beat her for it somewhere down the line. That's how I think they should go about this match, but they might not. So anyway, that only leaves the Iconics. Now they just come back. They've beaten Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, I believe. So that already puts them ahead of Alexa and Nikki in momentum. So I believe the Iconics going into this have the second most momentum to Bayley and Sasha, only because they won the titles. If they hadn't have won the titles, if it had still been Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, then the Iconics would have had the most momentum because they just came back and they just beat the champions. So yeah, but Bayley and Sasha Banks have the most momentum going into this, but I think coming out of it, it's going to be the Iconics going with the titles. Moving on, we have our first non-title matchup, and that's between Jeff Hardy and Sheamus. Now this was a really tough one because it could be either or. They could have brought Jeff Hardy back to give him one last push for the title, whereas they could have brought him back to boost other people. And this match is really going to determine that. If Jeff Hardy wins, then he's probably going to get one more push, at least the Intercontinental, if not the WWE Championship, somewhere down the line. But then if Sheamus wins, then Jeff Hardy probably won't get past the United States title match. And Sheamus probably will go back to the main event at some point of SmackDown. So this match really depends on who's going to win, about where they're going to go with for the future. Because if Jeff Hardy wins, then he could start rivalry with, you know, anybody else, and then, you know, get up to the Intercontinental Championship, win that, and then use it to propel himself to the WWE Championship whenever it's ready for him, whenever, you know, the right person's holding the title. Because right now, whether it's going to be Braun Strowman or Otis with the title, it's not going to be right for Jeff Hardy to win the title from either Braun Strowman or Otis, because it just wouldn't be right. Whereas if somewhere down the line they were to drop the titles, then maybe Jeff Hardy could beat them, depending on who it is. But yeah, but I am going to give this match to Sheamus, just because I believe that they are going to give him that one big push proper this time, because when he first started out, it was too much of a elevated push. You know, it just went bang. Whereas and then the next one was he won Money in the Bank, he joined the Authority, and then he cashed it in, winning the title. But so neither of the pushes were built properly, I should say. Whereas this one looks like it could be, with the whole victory against Shorty G or Chad Gable, and then if he wins here tonight, then again that'll be a big victory as part of his big push. So yeah, I believe Sheamus is going to win. He's going to feud with somebody else, and then he's going to, because I don't think he's going to be the person who framed Jeff Hardy. I don't think he's going to be. I think it's going to be a ruse. I think it's going to be someone else. I think the hacker's going to have something to do with it. So yeah, so that's what I'm predicting is going to happen anyway. Moving on to that is another championship match, and it's for the Raw Women's Championship, and it's between Asuka and Nia Jax. Now, should Nia Jax be in this match? No. She's just come back, and I'm pretty sure she's either lost matches, or they've been like squash matches. So, and she's either lost the match or been in a squash match and injured somebody. So, do I think she should be in the title picture at all at the moment? No. Do I think she should be in this match at all? No. Do I think the match should have been given to someone else? Yes. Do I know who? No. But that's just besides the point. Raw are in need of building more of their women's roster up. Whether that be, they got so many great talents on there that it's a shame that none of them are being used to their abilities. Ruby Riott is someone who could be future women's champion. They could build the Riott squad up. They could build Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross up as stars now after this match, and they could build other people up, you know. But are they going to? I don't know, because SmackDown definitely looks to have the biggest, the best women's roster on the main roster. NXT have the best women's roster, but yeah, what can I say? Raw just aren't building their women enough, especially during this whole pandemic thing. But I believe that Asuka is going to retain, and then Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross are going to break up. She's going to go up against one of them. Whoever wins the rivalry, probably either Alexa Bliss or Nikki Cross, and then we'll see how that goes. We'll see if they win or not. But yeah, that's what I believe is going to happen in the future. Anyway, moving on, we have Braun Strowman versus The Miz and John Morrison. Now, were their tactics right on Smackdown last week? I believe so. Because if you see Braun Strowman matches against smaller opponents, quicker opponents, you see that when he starts getting like hit loads and loads and loads by them, whether it's Kalisto, whether it's like anybody like that, Finn Balor, Kalisto, people like that. Whenever he gets barraged with punches and strikes and kicks and drop kicks and stuff like that, he always tends to get angry and mess up. That's not because he does that. It's not because like that's him as a performer. That's because that's him as a character. He tends to try to charge at people, and then they tend to be too quick about it, and then he tends to, lose, and then just try and batter them, but then they reverse it and everything, and then he doesn't. So was he right? Were Miz and Morrison right to do that? Yes, they were. Will it help them? I don't know. Because the thing is, they could win here tonight. If they could do the whole Hobbs and Shaw thing, if you've seen that film, they're fighting Idris Elba, and one of them goes for a punch, they get punched, but then the other one punches him. That's what I think do. John Morrison, and then the ending could be John Morrison goes for Starship Pain, Braun Strowman twats him out of the air, and then The Miz hits the the skull crushing finale. Morrison and Miz gets Morrison up. He goes to the top rope. Starship Pain. Boom. 1, 2, 3. That's probably going to be the end. So I think they should take the Hobbs and Shaw route and risk a punch to get a punch. Well, take a punch to get a punch. That's what I think they should do. But yeah, moving on to the other world title match in this card. Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley. This is going to be a great match. This is going to probably be Bobby Lashley's best match in ages since he's been facing Finn Balor. And I believe that it's going to be... I believe that there's going to be like tables broken. There's probably going to be a table broken. It's just going to be great. Table broken. There's probably going to be a barricade broken. Bobby Lashley will probably spear Drew McIntyre into it, and then. But yeah, it's going to be a great match. It's going to be carnage. Who do I think is going to win though? Again, they both have such great credibility because Drew McIntyre, he's just won the title at WrestleMania. He's been doing great as champion, and people can't praise him enough. So I think he's doing a great job as champion. And it just comes down to whether they think Drew McIntyre will do a better job or Bobby Lashley will do a better job. Bobby Lashley, though, he's got the momentum going into it. He's got MVP on his side. And I believe he's got the mind games advantage as well. So do I think he's gonna win the title now? No. It's not the right time to have Drew McIntyre drop the title. Maybe if this match was going like a few months down the line, maybe like 2-3 months down the line, but I don't think now is the right time to have Drew McIntyre drop the title. I think they should have him drop the title at least a month after we've got fans back in the building. I think the WWE should give the fans the chance to see Drew McIntyre with the championship and defend his title at least once, because that was the biggest shame of his WrestleMania win, or his WrestleMania match even, was that nobody would be there to see him win the title. So if nobody's there to see him lose the title, then that would be a real shame. So I think they should definitely have Drew McIntyre keep the title until fans are back in the building, no matter how long it takes. So with that, we're going to move on to the final match of the night. Well, the final match of the WWE.com thing. And that's the greatest wrestling match of all time, or whatever they call it. It's in the thumbnail, whatever they call it. And it's Edge versus Randy Orton. Is it going to be the greatest wrestling match of all time? No. Because Edge has just gone back. Randy Orton's not exactly the most exciting worker at the moment. So it's not going to be the greatest match of all time. But it's still probably going to be good. They're going to give it everything they have, and it's going to be great. Should it main event? Don't think so. I think they should have used it to break up the two title matches. I think they should have done Miz and Morrison versus Braun, Edge versus Orton, and then Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley. So with that, with the placement of the match on the card, I think that Edge is going to win, because they're not going to leave the fans with a Randy Orton win, because if it is on the main event, then they can't do that, because that could end up ruining the entire card. So the entire pay-per-view. So I believe that Edge is going to get the victory, and yeah, and he's going to, whether they're going to push him or whether they're just going to use him as, with the Jeff Hardy. It's like the Jeff Hardy. Are they going to push him, or are they going to use him to? They're going to use him to elevate people like Aleister Black, Buddy Murphy, or are they going to use him to beat people like Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, even Drew McIntyre? I don't know. So yeah, anyway guys, I believe Edge is going to get the victory. Leave the crowd, well not the crowd, but leave the fans, the WWE Universe, with a great babyface win, and then to close the card off. Anyway guys, speaking of closing the card off, I'm going to be closing the card off right now. So I'm going to be hitting that big red button that says end game. You should go and hit that big red button that says subscribe. And yeah, anyway guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.